Welcome to Hochoka Podcast.
Why are three college-age women traveling throughout the Indian country of the Northern Plains distributing books? Let's find out. Hello, Mitaki AP. Welcome to Hochoka here at the center of St. Joseph's Indian Schools campus. I'm Scott Wooster, today's Hochoka host. We're visiting with three young women who attend school in South Bend, Indiana. Eve Baldwin, Grace Tajueski, and Emma Cole. They're with us this summer to ride along with the St. Joseph's Indian School Bookmobile. So I'll just give you a warm Hochoka welcome to all three of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is our third annual Bookmobile podcast. And each time I get to interview some folks that come out in the summer and do this work. I've got some interesting facts. You guys might not know this. Our viewers may not know this. And so I'm gonna give you an idea about the Bookmobile. Began in 1977. The first few years it was called Reach Out, Books and Other Fun Things. Okay? And it would pull into reservation communities, and it would show movies, actually, then, and it would distribute books. This is the fourth vehicle that we've had in the history of this. This one came on board in 2017 after the previous version, which was actually a converted bread truck, hit a deer on its final day of the 2016 route. So what you're riding in now is new as of 2017. Through the generosity of donors, we have a heavy-duty pickup truck. Of course, you guys know, our viewers might not. It's got shelving, awnings, wheelchair-accessible ramp, which you guys have all seen. 6-week summer run that it takes, which we're just over halfway through probably. It stops at 42 communities throughout the state and up into North Dakota, and it logs roughly 3,000 miles and serves about 2,000 people and has about 10,000 books that are distributed. You guys have been a big part of that. Since 2021, so for 4 years now, we've worked with Notre Dame. For you guys, it's collaborative. You get to come out and learn a little bit about the state, the history of our folks that we work with, and you get to volunteer for the Bookmobile. And we, of course, learn from you as you come out here to work, which we're going to do today. So it's a pleasure to meet you guys, and I'm just meeting you today for the first time. Thank you for being a part of what we do. And let's learn a little bit about you guys as we go along. And I think I'll start right here in this corner with you. What led you to where you are? How'd you get to first of all, you tell our audience where you're from, where you go to school, and how in the heck you got to be here in South Dakota.
Well, I'm from South Bend, Indiana, and I go to Holy Cross College. That's what led me to Holy Cross, being from town.
Okay.
And then I'm studying elementary education, and I will be going into my senior year, so I'll be student teaching next year.
Okay.
And then South Dakota. Well, that's a bit of a long story.
Okay.
Since I'm an elementary ed major, my previous professor at Holy Cross, she sent me and Emma both an email about going to an immersion trip over fall break.
Yep.
So that's what initially led me to South Dakota and at Pine Ridge, Red Cloud. And so there I fell in love with the community. I fell in love with the state. And I knew I had to come back some way or another.
Yeah.
And then so once I got the email about the Bookmobile, automatically I knew I was going.
Yeah.
I had to figure out a way to come here. It was perfect. My favorite things, literacy, children, community, everything all in one. So I, of course, had to join.
Yeah, fantastic. And so you're from South Bend, knew about Holy Cross as you were there. Mm-hmm. And that's where you went to school, and you'll be graduating before too long.
Yes.
Okay, so my understanding, I'm going to skip you, Grace, for just a second, because I know that there's a connection between the two of you, and you're about to tell me that you grew up in South Bend too?
No,
Okay.
I grew up overseas, but I was born in Tennessee originally.
Okay.
So we moved around quite a bit. My sister went to Notre Dame. It was like her dream school for forever. Mm-hmm. My family's very Catholic. I'm very Catholic.
Yep.
And so I didn't really want to go to a super big school. school, but my family's still overseas right now.
Yep.
So I wanted to be close to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, there's this awesome school nearby, Holy Cross. Well, she said St. Mary's. I'm like, I don't want to go to an all-girls school, to be honest.
Okay.
And then Holy Cross was a great option. Met Eve, I think her and her dad on the first day when they invited me to a barbecue.
Okay.
And then same thing. We went on the immersion trip, and then we loved it and really wanted to come back, and thankfully received this opportunity.
Yeah, so this is your second South Dakota trip for both of you.
Yes.
Okay, Grace?
This is actually my first time out in South Dakota, but I'm from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I'm a rising junior at Notre Dame studying American Studies and then film, theater, and television.
Okay.
I was super called to Notre Dame just because it seems like they really have a great emphasis on the common good and like turning out individuals who are just like super passionate about what they do. And I feel like the people make the place, and so I was called to Notre Dame for the people.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I've been there. In terms of coming here, it was a late night in the library. I was with my roommate. We were avoiding doing our work. She was checking her emails, and she's like, I got this email from the education department. She's like, there's this opportunity in South Dakota. I think you would really like it. If you would do it, I would be so jealous. And I was like, okay, like forward me the email. And then I reached out, and here I am.
Tell us what the Bookmobile means to you now that you've seen it.
I think it's just like a super unique opportunity. I mean, coming from Pennsylvania, I had like no exposure to reservations. I'd never been out to South Dakota or anywhere right around here. So it meant like a lot of like new opportunity. It meant I had the ability to learn from people and communities that I had no exposure to.
Yeah.
It meant like outreach and listening and hearing from people in a new way. I'm also like passionate about books and like books, talking to people, like learning from people. So it meant doing all of that.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Excellent. Good fit. And you?
Can you see the question one more time?
So what is the Bookmobile? It's very broad. I'm just basically, what does the Bookmobile mean to you now that you've been a part of that?
I think it's at least the impression that I've received from it from the time that I've been able to experience it and experience everybody who works for it and works with to like promote the program. It seems to me as a great way to meet people where they're at. It seems like it kind of shows a true mission of the organization. And I think it encapsulates kind of the heart of it. And I think it's really beautiful to see staff and the sisters and Freda Truick and like the administration, like everybody's going out to be present, even if they can't make it in this schedule, but just seeing that example of everybody being together. Like, let's go to the community where we have these children from and where we serve these children. Let's go meet them. Let's engage. Let's get to know them. Let's not only serve them, but like let them serve us. Let them teach us. Because I have been overwhelmed with the generosity and kindness that I've experienced. So I feel like I've received more than I can offer books, but like I haven't really given as much as I feel like I've received.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a great way to just promote the community and draw everybody together.
Bookmobile.
Bookmobile.
There's your prompt.
Okay. So from what time I've been here, like Emma said, the generosity, everyone here has been so generous to make the Bookmobile like a traveling family. So everyone on board is just like family now to me.
Yeah.
And everyone has been so welcoming and has accepted me and just like pushed me to join the community, which I appreciate so much. And not only the staff, but the members of the community. So everyone returns, and I'm amazed by how many people look forward to the Bookmobile every year. And it's just an extension of our little traveling family. Everyone in the community is a part of our big traveling family now.
Yeah.
So
I like it. So at this point in the summer, you guys are about halfway through, a little more than halfway through your experience here. Knowing now what you didn't know when you showed up on day one to do this, what essential qualification do you have that has made you a good candidate for this experience? And I'll just let you answer as you want. Whoever's ready can call it out, because it's a tricky question. You're talking a little bit about yourself and what you've brought to this.
Logistics-wise, for me, since I'm a education major, that has really come in handy with recommending books. And so when each kid comes in, I ask their name, their interest, how old they are, so then I can assess like vaguely where they're at literacy wise. So knowing just like what age level each group is, or what age level is appropriate for each children has come in handy a lot for me. And so that's the boring part. But otherwise, just being open and just trying to be as calm and like as loving as possible, and to ask the children questions, because once you start asking them questions, they will open up, and a flood of just curiosity will come out, and you'll make the best friends you've ever had with those little kids. I have, at least.
And you have to bring that open heart, is what you're saying. I really like that. What else do we have?
I think listening, being able to listen has been like a huge thing for me. Just like acknowledging that like I'm entirely new here. I like have no exposure to these things, and I'm surrounded by so many people who have had such different experiences than me. So being able to ask questions and listen and respond constructively, and I just like being able to acknowledge that I'm not like in a position of like knowing everything here, that there's like so much to learn, and there's so much to gain from listening to those around me, I think has been huge. Whether it's like stories from people that we're visiting, or like listening to Stephen in the car tell this story, like there's so many great conversations to be had, and I think listening is like such a big part of it.
And not coming in with your own agenda, being prepared to learn. I like that too.
I think I can't really, it's hard because I don't think there's any skills that I have that others don't have that would negate, like, I think anybody could do an opportunity like this. And anybody, if they have the right mindset of being willing, like that's the only thing I can think of, is just be willing to experience it, be willing to kind of throw yourself in, be willing to help in whatever ways needed, not whatever way you think you need to help or how you want to help. Just be willing to be here, I guess, and to be a part of it.
A willingness to serve. I like that. What do you think so far has been your biggest learning from this, or what has it taught you, or what insight have you gleaned from this time? And I'll just let you answer it as you're ready.
I can go first.
Okay.
I have like a specific story, but it's actually how I broke my foot, because I broke my foot the second week of being here. I think it was at the Juan Belize stop. And I was playing with the kids up there. They were awesome. We were having a great time. We were playing sharks and minnows, and I fell, and they totally broke my ankles is what happened. They pulled one of those, and I went like that, and I went in a hole. And then they're like, you were horrible, like, come on, you can do it. I'm like, no, I can totally beat you guys. That was my fault because it was sprained, got back up, and then did the exact same thing again. And then I broke it the second time.
Oh no.
And then they're still like, can we play? I'm like, guys, my ankle really hurts now. They're like, can you walk and play? We're happy to walk. And that's when that was probably the most prominent insight I got, because I'm an education minor, and I've worked in different practicums in South Bend and in different schools, and just having it click how badly kids just want to be with us. That was truly really changed my perspective, that these children, instead of just going and playing by themselves and being kids and running around, doing whatever they want, they chose to not, so I could play with them, so I could be included. And that just taught me a lot. It was very humbling.
They're thirsty for that relationship.
I'll coattail off of Emma's, and like Emma's, my insights mainly come from stories, since I cherish the memories on the Bookmobile so very much. All children, especially the children on the Bookmobile, have so much to offer you. And I've learned so much from them. Just this past week, I was struggling with learning the solar system, and the planets in the solar system. And my tutor spent a half an hour with me trying to memorize the planets in order.
For the praxis exam.
Okay.
And I could not get it. And everyone was getting so frustrated with me. And this little boy named Tobias, 6 years old, 6 years old, he comes marching in asking for books on the solar system. And so once he ran to the playground, and since no one was coming up to the Bookmobile at that point, I ran to go play with him. And so Tobias started talking about the solar system. And I'm like, hey, do you mind teaching me that? And he was so patient, so caring. And he spent like 15, 20 minutes just standing up on top and I was below, looking down at me and teaching me the planets in order. And now I know the planets.
Nice.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then just the love these children give you. This teenager, she holds such a special place in my heart. And she spent like 20 minutes talking to me. And I appreciated that conversation so much. And then to the point she got out of the car with her family in it to jump out and give me a hug. That meant so much to me that she thought about me to give me a hug before she left. Jumping out of a car to that point. And just how caring and how thoughtful these children are.
Absolutely. Yep. From a teenager who's supposed to be unreachable, right? That's awesome. That's great. How about you, Grace?
Emma mentioned this a bit before, but I think like this like experience has like definitely instilled the importance of meeting people where they're at. I think giving out books, I mean, it's such an important thing, and it sounds like giving out books sounds great, but it is tough in that some people like you're giving them books, but is books like what they need? Like books have like are so powerful and have like the ability to like inform and like transform and like ignite someone's imagination. But it's like, it is difficult when you're giving someone a book and it's like, I wish that I could help you in another way. Like I'm giving you books, but you're asking for more food or like things like that. I think that has been tough, very difficult. But I think it's about meeting them where they're at and giving what you can give. So whether maybe I can't give something else that they need, but giving a listening ear, giving them someone to talk to for a little bit, giving them some like excitement of something that comes onto their community when maybe they don't get many visitors that year. I think it's like kind of a mix of things because it's like great to get out there and for me to like be exposed to this, to like learn about perspectives that I otherwise wouldn't have and that I can take away with me. But I think like in a broader sense, it is like difficult, like knowing you can't give everything and you can't solve everything, but meeting people where they're at, giving what you can give, I think that's something important that's been reinstilled.
Absolutely. So hopefully we're going to do this for a long time, the Bookmobile, and there will be other young people who get to come out and do this type of thing in the future. What would you tell them as a way of preparation for this particular experience?
So exciting. Just be ready to play and to love on the kids and to talk to so many amazing people. And the res dogs are so much fun. And to watch out for them trying to sneak into the Bookmobile. And they're always after the snacks.
Yep. So much fun and so many inside jokes and so much of that you get that you wouldn't have, I don't think you would have expected to get coming out of it.
No.
Yeah. Okay. What else? What would you tell somebody?
I think openness and patience are important. Some days we like make a stop and we don't get too many people that stop, or it's rainy and we set up and maybe we just get like a visitor and then we have to pack up again and go. And we drive a lot. It's like long days on the road. So being open to all those like different experiences, like open that maybe every day you're not going to get a ton of people. It's not going to be sunny, beautiful weather every day. But being like ready to take everything as it comes and patient with yourself, patient with the other staff, and especially patient with the people who are coming in and getting books. Because everyone's like in a different spot. Some people just want to grab books and go. Some people really want to take their time. They want to talk. It's all different. So just being open to whatever comes your way.
Yeah, that's a great point. I like that.
I would say to be open spiritually and to be willing to change, like it's okay. Like I've come here and I feel like I have grown a lot. And at first that was a little bit scary because I was unsure about which way I was changing and which way I was growing. But then I just kept doing it and like committed, and I allowed myself to receive new ideas, new perspectives, and just form new relationships and try new things, even if it's something that I could have tried before, just taking advantage of it and making what you want out of it. Because the people here and the place here and the community, I feel like has been very generous with how much freedom they've allowed us to have to like figure out our role in the Bookmobile. Because it sounds kind of like it's a very like structured thing. It is, but it also kind of isn't in the sense of we're allowed to kind of figure out how we want to engage with the Bookmobile.
Yeah.
And I think that's been a great, like I've really appreciated that and love that.
So I'm from South Dakota. I was born and raised here in South Dakota. And I have to ask you, quick explanation, South Dakota, yes or no? And maybe why you would back that up.
Yes.
Okay.
I have to come back one way or another.
Yeah.
I know that I will end up here.
Awesome.
And it's like you said, that feeling you get.
Yeah.
I have that feeling and I have that calling.
Yeah.
So I'll have to weasel my way back here.
Awesome.
Yes. I think it's made up of like a bunch of strong-willed people who can live in places that maybe there's not a lot near. They can live in like tough weather and tough conditions, but also strong communities because of that, which has been super interesting. I've like really enjoyed living in a small town like this.
Yeah.
And because my town's not like that, but
Yeah.
so it's been cool, and also awesome landscape.
Yeah.
Cool variety. However, it's still not beating Pennsylvania for me.
Okay.
But South Dakota is really awesome.
Yeah. A lot more trees out there. Aren't
Yeah,
there?
that's what I miss. Yeah.
I'm a prairie guy. I grew up that
Yeah.
way, so I'm used to my vistas,
Yeah.
big, long,
Yeah.
scenic, long scenery. Yeah.
Yes. I already made plans to come back, so I want to be here for the powwow. I'm really
Yeah,
excited.
good.
So hopefully we can come for that.
See you
But
in September. Yeah.
Yeah, love South Dakota. It's awesome. Great people. Beautiful place.
As somebody who's been here for many, many years and is still lit up by this place, coming to work every day, it really is validating for me to see that in your faces, in your stories, in just the experiences that you guys have. Really is, because it makes me know that we're doing the right thing, and that it's a lot of fun to do it. It's rewarding and it's meaningful work. So I'll just say this: thank you for being here in Hochoka. Thank you for being here in the Bookmobile. Thank you for dedicating your lives to what you're doing. It would be one of the greatest honors that I could have to be able to work with any of you someday here at St. Joe's. So that would be pretty cool. You're all welcome back in my way.
I'm coming.
Yeah, there we
Thank
go.
you so
Let's
much.
go.
Come back. Thank you for welcoming us.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
You guys were great. And I also want to thank our audience for joining us here at Hochoka at the center of St. Joseph's Indian Schools campus, where we talk about issues that are central to Native American education today. Until next time, stay centered. Y'all got to do it.
Okay.
Stay
Stay
centered.
centered.